Good afternoon, Track Gang. Rahman Chegg here at the Southwest Railroad with another episode of On the Table Part 2. So it's been a very busy week for me as far as railroad projects. I've been doing some weathering. As you can see, I got 3 boxcars that I weathered this week. These two, the white ones, are they actually got like an off-white. I kind of went with a very minimum weathering. I don't want to get too crazy with them. As you can see with the Frisco, very minimum, with the streaks along near the door. Around the doors are a little dirtier. The little mechanism that stops the door, it has a little rust trail. Kind of same with the Real Cool reefer. I went a little heavier than a Frisco, but not too crazy. A little more detail on the roof, some more rust spots. Not too much on ends, just very minimum, like I said. And then I got the Galveston Wharf's boxcar. So I'm really, I thought I was finished with this. So what I did was, I touched up all the rust spots. And then I said I was going to airbrush it with a light finish to kind of fade it down. But unfortunately, the fade didn't really turn out. Well, I'm not going to say the fade. The fade turned out the way I wanted. Some of these rust spots was a little sloppy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and airbrush it and kind of highlight those areas, those voids, to kind of make everything blend in a little more evenly instead of kind of sporadic. And the roof, I still got to touch up the roof. So this needs some work. So it's not quite finished compared to the other two. So these two are done. And then once I'm done that, I'm going to go over here to this reefer. This reefer actually has sound. It's a patch job, so I can't find the tape that I used when I'm doing my patch out work. So I want to patch this area, cover this area with tape, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the weathering. That way, when it's done, this will be freshly clean compared to the rest of the body. This reefer actually has sound in it. It's Afrin Genesis. It's supposed to be a 57 footer. Now, ironically, that's 57 too, but I was kind of pairing them up, and I realized like the Genesis one is about maybe a foot longer than the other one. So, assuming that the Genesis is more accurate than the Ready to Run, a little odd. Like I said, one's about a foot longer than the other, and they both supposed to be 57 footers. I mentioned that in the last episode. I didn't forget about it. Like I said, I've been working on so many projects and started. And then the Frisco boxcar was actually next in line before I actually started on this. So I started this, but then went to the Frisco and finished the Frisco first. So this is not forgotten. So in addition to the weathering projects, I actually finally started to work on some decoder, installing a decoder in one of my engines. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to bring out those projects, and I'll show you what I'm doing with that. So finally, after over a year or so, I finally got around to adding the decoder into this locomotive. So this decoder is this is the old one that was in there, or the motherboard rather. Replaced the motherboard, added a mobile decoder, because I decided I'm not going to do sound with this because this particular unit is going to be a mid unit, kind of an odd unit with some Rio Grande tunnel motors. So that's the deal. But yeah, I actually hardwired the motherboard, got the mobile decoder in there, got the lights all set up and ready to go. So I ran it on a track layout. The lights work. Everything is perfect. Nothing's backwards. And also, I decided while I got the shell off, I'm going to go ahead and weather it. So I flattened it down. I got a few touches up and a few pieces here and there of some weathering. I'm going to go over it again because it's not like the final. I kind of went over it once. And then I'm going to go back and hit some other areas. I'm going to do the roof line, get some exhaust on the roof line. Wherever, I have plenty of pictures of Conrail locomotives, so getting ideas is not an issue. I just got started on that last night, so I'm not really completely, like I said, I just wanted to weatherize that before, I'm done with the engine. So since I'm done with all the install, I can go ahead and weather that up and then put the headlight, the body back on, install the lights. So the lights do fit in the socket, so that's no issue either. Stay tuned, I'll show you that on the layout, that everything is perfect, nothing's backwards, the lights do work. So one other item, let me pause for 1 second. So I guess about, probably not a whole month ago, I picked up this engine, steam engine. It's DCC ready. Now, I'm not disappointed with the engine. It's a great engine. I'm disappointed on the misleading note that was put on this box. So, right here, as you see, DCC and sound ready. Well, DCC ready, we understand what that means. You throw in the decoder and it's DCC compatible. Sound ready usually means also that the manufacturer has installed a speaker for you. Now, Afton did a few locomotives recently that has speakers built into it. So when I picked up this engine, I said, okay, well, I'll just get a sound decoder and voila, I have some sound. Well, when I put the decoder in, the first thing I discovered was there was no speaker inside of it. And the instruction sheet also said no sound. Alright, so put the decoder in, it's no problem. I went with the Tsunami sound decoder. It's the decoder that I use. Put that in, and then I went with Soundtraxx. This is 28 millimeter speaker, and threw that in there. So everything is perfect, la-di-da-di, it is perfect. Here's the engine itself. It sounds great. The sound sounds awesome. I did all the adjustments with the decoder as far as all the CVs. The one little problem that I noticed immediately was the headlights were super bright. So I went to CV 61 and I kept dropping it down, and I got to I think I dropped it down below 50 and the headlights wouldn't come on. So I realized that anything below 50 wouldn't allow the headlights to come on. So I think I stopped right at 50 and it allowed the headlights to be a little dimmer than what they were. Because if you have one of these, you'll know what I'm talking about. The headlights were really bright for a steam engine. So that was one of the things that I wanted to do, tone them headlights down. As far as the sound, the horn sound great, the bell sound great. I didn't do any adjustments to that. What did I adjust? I did give it an acceleration rate and deceleration rate, and drop the master volume and the volume of the air horn. And that's about all I did with that. But overall, that was also a great and easy install. Putting a speaker in and soldering it in place. The speakers fit pretty well to the point where I didn't really have to glue it in place. It's just basically set in the socket that it came in, and the circuit board and everything sat on top of it. So it's really no issue as far as it moving around. So I'm going to pause real quick and we're going to go down on layout and check it out. Okay, so now I'm back on layout. So before I get to the steam engine, this is the body for the Conrail SD40-2. So let's see. We'll check it out, see if we got lights. Well, we got motion here. Okay, so it's moving forward. You got the front lights working. Of course, they just dangling because they're not in the body, so that's common sense. As soon as I'm done weatherize the body, I, seal everything up and it'll be a done deal. So let's see if we got reverse lights. Yep, that's that. So we got reverse lights and forward lights. Reverse lights. And that's that. Like I said, I'm going to probably finish working on the shell tonight, whether or not, if not, I'll probably get to it tomorrow, and that'll be in the next update. So I'm going to pause again, and we're going to check out the steam engine, see how that sounds. Okay, so here we go. We on the layout. This is 1827. So about 2 months ago, I guess, Randall Ellis did a preview of one of these. It's not the same road name. I can't even recall what it was. And I made a comment about really not want. I mean, I really wanted one of these actually, but the comment I think I made was the fact that it was too early 1900s for me. But then I got thinking. I said, you know, it was a really cool engine, and you know, I don't really discriminate. If it's something I like, I get it, plain and simple. So I'm gonna go back to the headlights. So, like I said, I had to really tone the headlights down with CB61. It was a little too bright. I got it on dim. It's not doing too good on the camera as far as the difference. But we got bells. Oh, there it is. It's the horn. Like I said, I like the horn and the bell, so I didn't even bother changing those. Maybe somewhere down the line I might find one that's pretty cool, because looking at the manual was quite a few different horns and bells, so like I said, for now it's okay. Oops, we left our freight cars. Got some camera shy. Come on. Yep, usually when the camera's running, that's when everything goes wrong. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. This is backing up here. So I came up with an idea because, as you see, I got these two pieces of the passenger car and a freight car, and they're about the only piece of equipment that I have that's suitable for this locomotive. And as I was looking at it earlier, I came up with an idea of what I can do with this axle consist. And it's funny because the pieces that I wanted to add to this, well, not cars, but something else, came up with a perfect idea, but you're gonna have to wait a few more minutes because 'tis the season. I don't want to spoil what I was talking about, so you gotta wait a few more months and we could see what I was talking about as far as what I can do with this train itself. It'll be interesting. So for now, this is Rob Montague at the Southwest Railroad. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.